Why be easy when you can just die? Woo! Wow, I'm Chewy Mew, and welcome to my channel. Well, more specifically, welcome to another Chewy Mew video, where my voice is crapping out there for some reason. Today we're going to be taking a look at a figure that I've already taken a look at a couple times, and that is the ToyBiz Spider-Man Classics Dr. Octopus here. So fun fact, his packaging is actually here on display on the back. If you take a look here, you can see there's a picture of the guy there, and you may notice his tentacles look pretty good. You know, they're not flopping down. They're all seemingly holding their position. Unfortunately, that's not the case in real life with this sucker. His tentacles are always flopping down, and which is, you know, kind of horrendous considering Dr. Octopus is shown in a lot of scenarios where he's able to stand. He's able to elevate himself off the ground using two of the tentacles. Unfortunately, this figure can't do that. No Dr. Octopus figures are really able to do that very successfully until ToyBiz made the Series 8 Marvel Legends Dr. Octopus here. This is the Hasbro Spider-Man Origins re-release that has been customized because I lost the tentacles on him. And speaking of losing things, I did have the ToyBiz Sinister 6 box set version of this guy because I got it brand new, either for Christmas or my birthday. I don't remember which one. But somehow I ended up losing that, and then I think I got this one. I don't remember if I got this Dr. Octopus first or after I got that one. I feel like my camera is lagging. It doesn't look like it's 60 FPS. That's weird. I feel like that happens a lot. Maybe I'm going crazy. But when I edit the footage, I'll be able to see. But yeah, so I lost the Dr. Octopus somehow, and I don't remember if I got this one first or if I got the Sinister 6 box set first. It could have been either one, but the only difference is on that version, he doesn't have the belt. He doesn't have a trench coat, or he has a fabric coat that's white, and his arms are green, the color of his body. And there's some color swap with the body. Basically, a repaint with a fabric lab coat, which is pretty cool. And this backdrop piece keeps moving. Yeah, I put glue dots on these, and the glue dots is slowly starting to wear out. Eventually, glue dots just kind of wear out when you hook them to cardboard. And they're also connected to metal in some parts, so you know that's not too helpful. But as far as that goes, I do like this figure. I do like that other Dr. Octopus more. And for the longest time, this was my main Dr. Octopus. And this is my main Spider-Man. Still, it's not the most superposable. It's pretty on par with most superposable Spider-Man figures. All he's really missing is like maybe an ab crunch and bicep swivel. That's all he's really missing to be superposable. And butterfly joints, I guess. Yeah, all he's missing is like bicep swivel, butterfly joints, and the ab crunch. The ab crunch works, you know, works good enough. You know, it's not as good as butterfly or ab crunch, but you know, still works. And that's also a second version compared to my first version Spider-Man figure, which has taken a lot of damage. This Dr. Octopus also has a custom like stomach area because it goes from like his upper stomach to the crotch. It's like he's missing like the waist here, which is kind of weird. You know, if you look at Spider-Man, you have his stomach here with his abs. You have like the waist part here, or I guess like the hips, and then you have the pelvis here. But this guy goes from stomach to crotch. Like it's like he doesn't have a belly button. He doesn't have like hips, I guess, which is kind of weird. So I did my best to customize it and make a custom piece here. It still does rotate. It doesn't look the best from the back, but also I'm probably never going to have him displayed with that back part showing and also without the back covered. And today you can see the tentacles on the back look kind of messed up here, and that's because I played with this a lot since like what, maybe like 2005-ish. This has been my main Dr. Octopus. I did have the movie Dr. Octopus, which I still do, but I use that for when that Dr. Octopus was only used to fight against my Sam Raimi Spider-Man figures. But this was used for my more like, I guess, comic book / cartoon looking thing, because this one doesn't look like a real life character. It looks like a comic book kind of design. Same thing with Dr. Octopus. So I didn't have like movie, like realistic looking characters crossing with like comic book kind of designs or cartoon. And here are the tentacles there. You can see they're kind of floppy and they droop around. And because I'm a genius, I am a genius though, it's confirmed. One of my friends and even my mom confirmed, among other people. I attached zip ties here, took it on the back, because the original tentacles, when you plug them in the back, they had this piece that you plug it in and you twist it, and then they would just spin around, and it sucked, and they would just come off, and they'd be floppy and loose. It was kind of dumb, and so then I made this method to hook them on, and they stay on pretty good here, but like I said, because I'm a genius, I didn't attach these completely. They should all be lined up here, and the other two are broken, so my solution is just to try to attach these, and that way I could put these on and remove them. I could just super glue them on the back and not have to worry about it, but I'm a sucker, so I'm not going to do that. Straighten these out here. They still are very bendable, and they're still very good. Like, you know, they still function. And I put zip ties here, which are kind of not going to work. And, you know, you could take off zip ties if you just take, like, a tool and you just kind of dig in there. You know, the part when it locks together, if you just stick a tool in there and then you can, you know, pull it off. And then, boom, you remove them. And originally, ooh, look at that goopiness. That looks kind of gross. Originally, the way I had these attached was I just had, like, wire and, like, some glue wrapped around them. When I did the original review of this guy, I just said that my mom put wire. I guess she put tape too, but the tape kind of like melted and faded away, which tends to happen. And this tentacle is kind of ripping, like the piece is kind of coming out there. So my goal, I'm going to attempt to attach these, all 4 of these together. They're not going to be completely lined up together perfectly as they are supposed to be and as they were originally. And the method I was thinking I could try is duct tape. Shout out to duct tape that has like hair on it. You know, you put this duct tape anywhere and it gets like, it attracts dog hair and a bunch of stuff. But I'm going to peel off a piece right here. We're going to see if we could wrap up the tentacles here and then you know, attach to the figure. I don't want to put too much because if I put too much, it's going to make the tentacles look kind of weird. So the goal is to maybe wrap like the base of the tentacles with it, and then I'll do more maybe. Stick it to my face right here because I don't have anything else. Okay, so we're gonna line these up here. I kind of stuck it to like my lip. This duct tape is not like, you know, super crazy high quality. Like, you know, people like make like cups and boats and stuff out of them. That's not this kind of duct tape. This is like more like household duct tape, I guess. I don't know. So we got to try holding these together and wrap this around them. It's not going too good so far, but that's okay. Okay. Maybe it is going too good. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap this whole piece. We could actually pop these off now if we can. Come on. It rotated inside of the body. Yeah, see, that's what happened when I did the tentacles last time. They wrap around the body. Or when you take them off the body, they get kind of messed up. Okay, I'm going to tape these first two together using a thinner piece. I'm just cutting it off camera here. I'm going to cut a piece in half. Like, I'm going to do like a separate strip that is just this one piece here. Stick it up here, not to my face this time, like a genius. Like, yeah, geniuses stick duct tape to their face. Okay, so you want to line the two up as close as you can. Move Doc Ock out of here. And then you want to put it here. And you want to make sure the two are lined up together. You want to make sure these are as lined up straight as you can. If they're slightly crooked, that's okay. So when you hook them on, they don't just slide right out again. When you stick them inside the back. You know, I don't know why ToyBiz used this stupid, and then they ride up though. That sucks. You can see this one is kind of going up. I don't know, just like the way when you wrap duct tape around it, that just kind of happens. And then boom. You know, if they didn't rip, this would be so much easier because I could just tape the four of them together. And so the end goal is we're trying to get something like this. Okay, and then you plug them into the back. And you do have to kind of force them to go into each hole, because if not, they don't really lock in. But, you know, boom, and there we go. And then you can see the tentacle flops down. It's like, I don't know, the way ToyBiz designed these tentacles are way too floppy that they just, it's inevitable that it's going to end up flopping down. That's why I tried to tape them kind of downwards so they're locked in this kind of angle. That's passable for now, right? Okay, so then we can attach these other two. I'm going to try to duct tape them. I'm going to duct tape these two together separately. And it's okay if they don't line up here because it's not like they have hooks that are going to attach to anything anyway. And I'm going to take, I'm going to take another piece of duct tape. I just like cut a slit down the middle so I could just pull it off like this. You know, if I was super professional and I was super precise with this, I would measure the pieces out and make sure they're the same thickness and stuff. But why bother, you know? And then we want to wrap this around here. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, if these two had hooks on them or still had the plugs, I would just plug the four of them in, plug these two, and then duct tape those together. But yeah, so far the result, I already showed, like, the result we get is this so far. If these break off, I'm going to be angry, and I'm just going to being salty, I'm just going to tape them, I'm just going to super glue them to the back if this doesn't work. Okay. All right, so if they flop down, I'm going to have to just concede defeat and accept that that's just how it's going to go. All right, okay. So then I'm going to duct tape these together here. And as you can see, I cut here. This is not symmetrical. That's kind of on purpose. I want this side to be thicker, so when I hook the 4 of them together, this side is thicker. Let's just take this much. This is probably going to be too much, or maybe not enough. Who knows? I might have to cut it in half. You know what? I'm going to cut it in half, sort of, a little bit. Okay, there we go. I mean, this is sort of like a tutorial, but also just kind of... Wait, which way do I want to go? Okay, I want them to be on this side. All right, so we got to make sure we line them up here. Oops. Hook this here. Okay, this piece might be too long. You see it kind of overlaps here a bit. If it overlaps a little bit, that's fine. I want to line these up like this. Come on. The tentacles keep pushing themselves, keep pushing the tape up. Okay, there we go. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to wrap them. All right. It's kind of working. Not really, because the tentacles rotate on they move on their own. I mean, we let them move on their own, but they jiggle around, which, you know, they might as well just move on their own at that point. Okay. I'm going to have to... I shouldn't have cut the piece in half, because I need it to be that length. Okay. Oops. Okay. There we go. So I got the 4 of them here together. Oops, bumped the thing. We got the 4 of them together here. And then I might just put a zip tie, you know, just to finish the job. They kind of rode up. They kind of came up from the tape. Push them through, and then you want to plop them in here. Okay, there we go. And then move them forward here. And these bottom ones are going to flop down because, you know, life sucks like that sometimes. Come on, dude. Yeah, this one tentacle here, that one, no matter which way I put it, this tentacle here flops down. I can tell that it's this one because the claw or whatever that piece is called came off. Like 2 of the claws came off somehow, which I guess ToyBiz it's not sculpted, it's rubber, but I guess they made this. I guess they made these as 2 separate pieces that you can actually, this part tears off. I don't remember if it was like that when I did the original review. It might have been, I don't know, but you can see the tentacles are kind of floppy here. Obviously, you can't get him to hold his weight with these. I mean, you can, but not in the conventional way where he's like, you know, like balancing on 2 tentacles or sometimes 3. No, you got to put him on all 4 tentacles like this to make it work. And I don't even know if this works. It might. Yeah, I think it does. You can get him to do this, which is kind of lame looking. It's more like he's kind of like taking a nap. He's doing like what's that called? Planking or whatever. Wasn't that like a thing people are doing? Like planking except upside down. Right side up or whatever. Yeah, upside down would be upside down, but it's downside up or whatever. I don't know. That means the same thing. Upside down, downside up, whatever. You know, he's face up on the tentacles, which, I mean, I guess it works, and if I shake my desk, he doesn't fall. And this one's not even fully on the ground. Can we lift this one? Yeah, so you can have them balancing on 3 tentacles in this weird angle. I don't know. You know, hey, it's still better than Hasbro figures that don't have bendable tentacles. It only took them, what, a bunch of years before they decided to not copy ToyBiz? Did the Spectacular Spider-Man figures by Hasbro have posable tentacles, or were they static? Because I know they made like the first version where it's him. He doesn't have the trench coat and stuff. It's like the first version from like his earlier appearances in season 1, where he doesn't have the trench coat. At least I don't think he does. I don't think that one has posable tentacles. That was like a gimmick that you squeeze his legs and they like poke out or whatever. But I don't know if the second version does. I don't know. I'm not well versed in the Spectacular Spider-Man figures. I only owned a couple. Oh, hey, look. Here's the tentacle piece. Oh, never mind. Another one came off. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, another one of these pieces came off. Okay, while we're here, you know what? Screw it. Let's just super glue this piece together. Let me get my super glue here. The lid got super glued to the thing. Hang on. Okay, there we go. The lid on the super glue got kind of messed up there. I'm going to put it on the top one just because that bottom tentacle, you know, it's stupid and it sucks. This is rubber, so I doubt this is actually going to work. And I'm going to get glue everywhere. It's worth it, probably. I'm going to wipe it here on like this little, oh, it came off. Oh, that sucks. It keeps coming off now. It's one of those stupid things that you super glue it to something and it refuses to stick there, but it sticks to your fingers. If this doesn't work, I also have Gorilla Glue, which I think it works on rubber or like this kind of plastic material. Also, I know the camera positioning is really weird. Oh, it smells like super glue now. The camera positioning is really weird, but you know, that's going to have to do. Let's move it back. Okay, I waited a little bit, like I don't know, like a minute or something, and this dried, and it seems to be secured. If these other ones start coming off, I'm just gonna have to super glue them on too. This one is missing them, but that's fine, you know. Okay, so the other thing I did as well, if we take these tentacles off, is that I made a lab coat here, which looks kind of bad. The inside it looks kind of yellow because the super glue I use, being fabric adhesive, believe it or not, but it adheres fabric. Believe it or not, that's what fabric adhesive does. But it's glue for fabric, and you can super glue you can glue pieces together of fabric, as opposed to like, the other alternative would be stitching it together, and then you can, you know, slap this coat on, and boom, you get a really not very good looking lab coat for Dr. Octopus here. And that way, he looks kind of more like the Sinister 6 box set version. And you can see this hole does not line up for his body at all, because this is actually intended for my other Dr. Octopus, which is why so when ToyBiz made this, there's like a kind of like there's a gap here, or there's like a space here and a space here, so that way there's like 4 squares, and each square has 1 tentacle spot. But because the way the other Dr. Octopus works, that I can't remove his tentacles, I have to attach, I just need one big hole on the back to attach them. Plug these tentacles here in the back, and then boom, you have a Dr. Octopus that looks similar to the Sinister 6 box set version. The only difference is the head sculpt, the paint apps, and then that one has green arms, and obviously a professional looking coat. And then you got this part here, so I could swap them in and out. I was thinking of maybe repainting those arms green, so that way I can have them without the coat or have it with the coat. But then I still kind of like this part. It does look kind of dirty, and the plastic is kind of like wearing off. So this plastic is white, but you can see it looks like it's kind of like, it's not, I mean, it might be dirty, but it's kind of more like the plastic, like the original paint is kind of coming off, and you're seeing this more dull looking white, like a grayish kind of white, just with old age. You know, it's like somehow, like some yellow figures and some packaging, it starts yellowing over time. That's kind of, you know, that kind of happens. Unless you preserve it really well, then that won't happen. Like for example, I'm trying to grab the box here. I can't reach it. Like the ToyBiz Spider-Man Classics Black Costume Spider-Man figure I got. Whoever sold this to me preserved this packaging really good, because this package is from 2004, and it's not yellow at all. Like it still looks really high quality, which I don't know how they managed to preserve it from yellowing. Same thing when I bought the Sinister 6, or not Sinister 6, the Snapshot Spider-Man figure. The box he was in was also, it wasn't yellow at all. It looked brand new. I don't know how these people preserve it like that, but that's pretty cool. A lot of the packaging that I have, like his, it's very much yellow. It looks like someone peed on it, which, you know, kind of gross sounding, but it looks very yellowy, very stained. I don't know how that works. But yeah, so now his tentacles, this one does flop down, which, you know, it sucks, but I mean, you know, I love ToyBiz. Sometimes they did do stuff that wasn't the most successful. Like this was kind of dumb. I don't know what the problem was that made why the tentacles are so floppy. I guess the wire in them wasn't thick enough. I'm trying to plug this in here. Okay, there we go. I put the tentacles back on. So yeah, the tentacles sometimes falling out is something that can occur. You know, like if you shake them, yeah, if you shake them a lot like that, they do come off. But if I just put them on a shelf or have them like suspended from something, they're probably not going to fall off. Like I have them suspended. I'm going to cover this so you don't like see the dizziness. I actually have them hooked on this pole you see right here for like this shelf thing or whatever. He's hanging there right next to Rhino. Yeah, I'm going to cover the screen so that way in case you guys get like motion sickness from me rotating the camera like that. But yeah, so I think this looks pretty cool. I think the coat looks cool as well. It is intended for the other Dr. Octopus, like I said. But it works good here, too. I do have another one which came out looking kind of bad, you know, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, I think this one looks pretty cool. Let me know what you think about this custom, and I will see you guys in the next video. Wow.